Alright gang, welcome back to our Triple Threat Challenge here on Zabby. It is still September. We are going to get the rest of this field plowed up, and then we're going to do some contracts, and maybe if we have the time, we will reseed this field. If we don't, we'll save it and do it in October. We can still put mustard back in the ground in October. So it's not a huge deal if we don't get it today, but we'll see. Right? I really want to do at least one contract that's pretty significant, because as you can tell, we really don't have any money at all. Now, what I will tell you is, I started working on this episode already. I was about 8-ish minutes in, maybe 10 minutes in, something like that. And the contract that I decided to do at that point, which I don't know if it's still out there or not, we'll take a peek in a minute, but if it is, we'll make sure we save before we do it so it doesn't happen again. But I loaded it up, borrowed the equipment, and then I went into the equipment and it popped and removed everything and said it failed, and then I just lost $1,000. It wouldn't give me my money back. I lost money. I didn't think that was fair. I didn't think that was correct, so I decided just to, I didn't do any kind of a save yet, thank goodness. So I decided to just reboot, and here we are. So I just want to be, clear and straight up with all of you that, I did start the recording and then I had to reboot it. So I don't know what happened there. I've never seen it happen before like that. It just said contract failed is all it told me. And then it removed basically $1,000 from my bank account. Super weird. So we will see if it happens again. As a matter of fact, let's see. The stone picking is still there. This is the one I did. It's a good contract, as you can see. It's going to be about $4,000, just slightly over it, when all is said and done. So we'll give it a shot again, but I'm going to make sure I save before I accept that contract, because I don't want to do this all over again. Anyway, how's everyone doing today? I hope you're doing well. Things are good, man. Now, I am going to be out of the town here coming up for a little while, for about a week. It was a planned thing. This one was 100% planned. Going on a bit of a trip, like to a cabin, basically, with my wife's family. My niece and nephew that I don't see as often as my other two nieces are going, so I said I would go this year. So we're going to do that. And then it worked out because friends of mine who live in Wisconsin, and it's about a 4-hour drive from where we're going, they want us to come up for a festival. So we're just going to kind of extend our stay a couple of days and do that festival, and it'll be fun. Now, it's a bacon, beer, and cheese festival. I've never been to a bacon, beer, and cheese festival, but it sounds good to me. I love bacon. I love beer. Cheese, I like most cheeses, but not all the cheeses. So, but it's Wisconsin, so there's not a shortage of cheese up there, right? So it'll be fun to try this out and see how this goes. So, other than driving, the gas that takes to get there, which of course right now is probably the worst time to be paying for gas, but nonetheless, besides that, we really don't have to pay for a whole lot. It's just whatever we decide we want to do. So it's a pretty inexpensive trip. So happy about that, of course. Happy about that. So anyway, hopefully everyone's doing well. I do not want to work around. Please turn the worker off. Things are good here, man. Actually, as a matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to switch this out. I don't know if it's going to be faster or not. I didn't do this before, so this is different. Okay, it won't let me do it unless I fold it up. Okay. What is happening right now? What is happening? I'm literally telling it to unhook. There, that was bizarre. I was hitting every single button trying to get it to unhook, and it just was not unhooking. I mean, I literally just hit A multiple times. I was hitting the other ones too, in case for some reason it got changed. I don't know. That was weird. Anyway, we're gonna use the other John Deere. We're gonna use the other tractor. We're gonna use the Doltzfar here, the new Doltzfar. I don't know if it's going to be any faster or not than using the JCB. The JCB is certainly capable, but it does slow down a little bit when we're going uphill, right? Now, to be fair, we've done most of the uphill work already on that field, but yeah, let's jump to the Doltzfar and see how it does with plowing, especially in the rain. So, a couple other notes real quick. I'm doing the best I can, given the fact that I'm going to be gone here. I'm working my butt off to try to get as many recordings done as I can. So that way, it's pretty much seamless in the fact that you don't even realize I'm gone. You would never know it if I didn't tell you just now, right? That's my hope. That's my goal, is to have enough that you don't miss any days of it all. But if for whatever reason I couldn't get everything done in time, like I'm hoping to be able to do, I'll let you know, as I always do, right? If I don't, it'll likely be one episode, maybe two at most. I can't imagine any more than that. Couple other quick notes. I've talked about this briefly before, but I'm going to bring it up here again just as a bit of a tease here. I am working on a shop for the channel and along with my second channel as well, but really I'm focusing more on this channel first and foremost. Nothing major. I'm going to have a couple of shirts out there, eventually some posters and some stickers as well. Mostly, shamefully, it's a little bit for myself more than anyone else, but I'm going to try to put them out there as cheap as I can possibly make them. I'm not really trying to make any money off of them more specifically than anything. I'm just trying to get them out there to... I've got some designs I made that I think they look pretty cool. Hopefully they do. I am going to be buying one myself first and foremost to make sure the quality is where I want it to be. I'm certainly not going to release it to anyone until I think the quality is good enough, and then kind of go from there. And like I said, I'm really not going to make any money off of these. That's not my intent. That's not my goal. It's more of just to have some more things potentially that are on the channel. If you're interested in it, you can also take part in it, right? Like I said, it's kind of selfishly, talk straight, Z. It's kind of selflessly for myself, or what? I guess that works. It's not really the word I was looking for, but I guess that works. But it's really for myself. I want some shirts myself, so I'm going to try out making my own and see how it goes. Now, I do have to pay a bit of a premium on some of these, right? So, because I'm not buying them in bulk. I'm not buying like 500 shirts or something like that and then just, sending them out whenever. I'm doing it through, a company, so it's kind of made to order. So they do have some fees and things that are incorporated with it, but I'm hoping to keep the price, pretty inexpensive for a shirt nowadays, so... But anyway, not expecting you to buy anything at all, but just letting you know that's something I'm working on and it's coming. It'll probably be here sometime in June. If not June, it'll be July, 100%. I've talked about it for a little while, but I wasn't happy with some of the stuff I was doing before. Pretty happy with it now, so we will see how things move along here after I buy one and I'm able to test it out, try the quality, wash it, of course. I don't want to put something out there that maybe one of you decides you want to buy and then you wash it and then it's gone. Like I'm not doing that. I'm never going to do anything like that on my channel. So I'm going to test it out first, make sure it's good. If it's not good, then well, we're back to the drawing board and we'll delay any kind of a shop or store of any sort for the channel until I find something better, right? It looks like my batteries are about to die, so we're going to need to fix that here pretty soon. Hopefully we can get this field done before that happens. With my luck, probably won't. This whole start and stop rain thing is still kind of it's bothering me. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. It's just this map. It's super weird. I don't understand it at all. So, yeah, the stone picking contract. We're going to try it again. It's a large contract. I'm going to be honest with you. It's a very, very large contract. That's one of the bigger fields on the map. So it is going to take us a while to do it, but that's such good money. We really need the money. We've got $2,600. If we jump to October now, we're going to have $1,600. Well, it'd actually be less than that. It'd probably be $1,400. We're not going to have a ton of money, right? So we really, really, really need to do these two contracts here. Because I bought this tractor, it put us in a bit of a hardship here for a brief period of time until we're able to get some more money in. And as soon as we sell stuff here at the end of the season, that'll change a little bit, right? We'll have a little bit more money incoming, but until that happens, we're going to be struggling a little bit. We're going to be struggling a little bit. But it was, in my eyes, totally worth getting this tractor, and I mean, the last episode proved that tenfold, right? Utilizing the worker to do part of this, it's helped us tremendously. We were able to get a lot more done that we would not have been able to get done otherwise. I did that on purpose. That was not the game. That was me. Just figured since we were going straight, might as well do it then. All right, field's done. Battery's changed. We're in a good spot. All right. So let's put this back over here. I'm going to save now, and we're going to hope that nothing happens here. Hopefully it doesn't crash again. Okay, let's save. All right, and then we want to accept this well, we want to borrow the items, excuse me. Borrow the items. It just did it again. Contract on the specified field failed. And then failed. I have to collect, and it's minus 959. So if I do it, watch. If I do this, look, we're 2639, right? Collect 1679. That doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna reload. Okay, so we're back. So let's try this again. It is out there again. I'm not going to do it. I am not going to, because it's failed twice on me now. If another one fails, then we've got a big problem. We've got a really big problem. I hope that's not the case, but I don't know. I don't really trust anything at this point. What do we want to do harvesting wise here? We've got a couple choices, honestly. Sorghum, flax. Okay, so how are the chickens doing? They're fine. They could use a little bit of food, but nothing major. We've got plenty in here that we could feed them. Plenty. Okay, so these harvesting contracts are decent. They're just not worth a ton of money, but they're decent. We could use our harvester for that. Another fertilizing contract. Again, that's pretty inexpensive, but the problem is I don't know how much fertilizer we have. I guess that's the next thing we can look at. How much fertilizer do we actually have in that pallet over there? Nothing at all. Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay. Yeah, it might be the harvesting contracts at this point. We might end up just doing one of the harvesting contracts and then take this deadwood contract, because that's easy money. We know that. Cultivating, we don't have a cultivator at current. There is a massive plowing contract here, but I'd prefer a different plow than what we have to do that. So that's going to be a no. We don't have a bunch of spray. I know we did that. We looked at that in the last episode. So let's do the dead one first. All right, where are some dead trees at? Give me some dead trees here. Where we at? Where we at? Okay, there's one. There's two. I see a third one straight ahead. Alright, where else? Where else we got? That looks like one. Okay. I don't see anything that way. Here's one. This might be the last one. Maybe one more. Okay, good. All right, so that's done. So that contract worked. So it's just something to do with that stone contract for some reason. Super weird. I would love to do it. I would really love to do that. I think this would take too long. Although it's good money. I mean, it's literally almost 8,000. But I just think it's going to take too long. I know how long it takes to do beats and things like that. I just think it's going to take too long. I don't really love any of these. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't love any of these. I'm pretty sure we checked the spray already. I'm almost positive we did, but we might as well check it one more time. I swear we had like 100 liters or something of spray in there. $800 liters of spray. I mean, this small one might be okay. I still think no. I still think no. I don't know what to do here, game, because none of this is making a whole lot of sense to me on what we should do. I mean, I guess it's one of these harvesting contracts. I mean, it is what it is, right? I guess that's what we're doing. All right, harvesting contract it is. Let's jump into the harvester here. Not exactly what we had envisioned, but you know what? If we can stop a little bit of the sorghum and save it, that's going to be a good thing, right? We know what we got to do. Let's get to work. Okay, we are done with that. Didn't take too long. I actually don't even think I really paid attention to how small that field is there. That might be a potential candidate for us to purchase. soon enough. So let's collect that. All right, so our contracts are, our contracts are done now. And of course now popped out a bale wrapping contract, which I have been enjoying doing those, although I did not want to do it with that bale wrapper specifically. So kind of happy we didn't actually, but yeah, anyway, we are done with the contracts for today. So we'll put this away, and it's time for us to rest till October. Now, I don't know exactly how much we'll get done in October today in this episode, but we'll certainly will be a second episode in October. So we'll see what we have time for and what we're able to get done today, huh? So we're at 4,840. It's not perfect. It's really not. It's actually not ideal. But, you know, it'll at least get us to October, right? Okay, so we've got $3,785 in the bank account. It's not a lot of money. We know for a fact we have to fix the far distance field, right, with some fertilizer. We don't have really enough fertilizer to do what we need to do right now with that field. So we're going to buy a little bit. I'm going to try to stop it, although it normally is pretty quick. But I'm going to try to stop it. Contract-wise, there's not a ton out there for us right now. There's a couple things, but it's not that many. As a matter of fact, it's really not. There's this harvesting contract, which I feel like we might end up doing. You know, it's a pretty large one, but we're going to lose quite a bit for the leasing of the equipment, the reward reducing there. Still $2,600 though. I don't know. It might be better to go for the plowing contract. I don't know. You know, we'll see what we come up with. There's another stone picking, but I'm a little concerned to do any stone picking at all right now. We also need to put lime down on this field here. Well, actually, now that I say that, do we need to put lime down on that field? Nitrogen pH value is okay, actually. We probably could get away with putting a little bit down there, but we probably don't need to put much. Oh, not diesel. Nope. There you go. Alright, I'm gonna hope that's enough. It's about $1,000 worth that we put down there, so I'm hoping that's gonna be enough. Ooh, we're actually getting more down on the other ports too. Okay. Well, I might as well do the whole field then, I guess. I don't think we have enough for the whole field, but we might as well, I guess. I don't know we're going to have enough to get the whole field done, but we're going to do it anyway. So, anyway, we're putting this in a better spot. It's obviously not going to be green like all those spots there in the middle. We're going to get more of a yellowish orange, but you know what? It's better than what it was, right? It's not that dark red, so it's going to be better than what it was, which will help us in the long run. Now, this is just a green rye field, so it's going to turn into grass, which is fine. Well, we're going to harvest it like grass, I should say. We're going to mow it like grass. So, it is what it is. I think what I'm going to do today, since we've done, you know, a bit so far, I'm going to hold off on doing the mustard field. We're not going to really bother with the mustard field until the next episode. We're going to do this field here with fertilizer, and then we're going to do some contracts. I think I'm going to do that large plowing contract, even though, you know, we did a little bit of plowing in the last episode. I still think I'm going to do that. It's good money, that plowing contract. It's $3,498. It is a big field. But that plow that they're giving you, I don't think it's that big of a plow. I don't think it's any different from what we currently have. There's a JCB out in the used market. We could trade our JCB in for this one. There's also a mulcher and a soil sampler, which would be kind of cool to have, but I don't think we really need it. So the plow they're wanting us to use, I think, is this one. Right? 2 to 2.5 meters. So the one we have is much larger than that. So in theory, what we have will take less time. Take significantly less time, actually. So the corn harvest, I wonder if it's this field straight ahead of us. I bet it is. I bet it is. Let's take a look. It's not. Interesting. I was kind of hoping that it would be that one because that's really close to us, so it's just a little more convenient. But it's actually not that far away from where we are either, right? I think we're going to have to do it. There's 2 plowing contracts. That's a bigger plow than this one. That doesn't even make any sense. Sometimes what they give you to lease for some of these contracts, they're just a little weird. It doesn't make any sense sometimes, right? Okay, well, I think we know. We're going to do one of those 2. Let's get the rest of this field done, and we'll take but a few more seconds. We'll head back up and drop this off. Yeah, we didn't need exactly as much as I got, but we did need a little bit more than the 200 that I bought initially. All right, thank you for just stopping there. Go ahead. Good job. Just taking a bit of a shortcut here. Right across our field. So I think one thing we should really look at, though, is that JCB, that used JCB versus the one we have. I don't know if it's going to help us at all. I would assume it probably wouldn't, or if it does, it's a very small amount. And if it's a very small amount of help, then I probably won't get rid of our current one for that used one. But we might as well take a look, because if it helps us with any kind of money at all, then that's going to be good. 24,350. Okay. No, it's not worth as much. So, well, I mean, it's actually more expensive, so it must have a bigger engine in it. No, it doesn't. Interesting. I wonder why that's worth... I wonder why ours is worth so little compared to that. It is a 2115, right? We're looking at the right one, right? No. Yeah, we're looking at the 2115. Yeah, that's what we got. Huh. Wonder why ours is so much cheaper than that. That's weird, right? Oh well. All right, so contracts. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do the harvesting contract. Let's do it. It'll give us more stuff to put in the silo, right? More stuff to potentially sell when it's best time to do it. So we're gonna need to borrow the items. Let's do it though. All right, let's make sure that nothing crashes on us again, hopefully. And this is quite a large harvester for all of this. That color of the tractor is set up just like the colors we were utilizing in our one-tile challenge. That's kind of funny. It's the bigger version, right? What we're using in that series is a much smaller version than that, but that's pretty funny that it's the exact same colors. This is a massive harvester, man. I may not even need to bring the trailer and the tractor up there. Certainly probably would be easier to do that, but I may not need to, right? I may not need to. All right, that harvest is all done. We turned all of that sunflowers in there that we needed to complete the contract. We've got about 1,000, a little over that, of sunflowers here in the trailer. We're going to We're going to dump into our silo and just store that for later on, and we can sell it later on. Have to do a lot of trips for just a small amount of stuff, but hopefully with some other contracts we may do between now and whenever it comes time to sell some of this stuff. You know, hopefully we'll get a little bit more we can put in the silos, so it makes it a little bit more worth our while to make those trips to sell them, right? But it's a little bit of extra money. We'll take a little bit of extra money, right? So do a quick auto save here. I'm going to dump this in here, and then we'll turn the contract in and gain a little bit of money. $2,535 to be exact, which will be good. That'll get us back to, well, realistically, it'll get us just over $6,000. And of course, I put that in the way. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? I just need to make sure I dump this out of here before I turn the contract in, because that trailer will go away, which means all of that extra sunflower harvest will go away as well, so we don't want that happening. All right, I'll just put it right here for now. Probably in the way. I always leave stuff in the way, but that's all right. Okay, sunflower is going in. Perfect. All right, so we can turn this in now. All right, $6,097. The next episode, we'll take care of this field among numerous other things. Evidently, we got some rewards points. Weird. I don't know why that just randomly popped up. I guess maybe because of so many harvests. I don't know. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, gang. If you did enjoy it, I would greatly appreciate if you smash the like and subscribe button in the case you've yet to do so. Thanks to my members for all their continued support. It really does mean the world. If you want early access to videos like this one, there's a link down below. It helps support me and the channel. Check my second channel out. Check the Discord out. Everything you need, always down below in the description. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support as always. I'll see you next time.